yellow at the bottom. I don't know, this kind of style that putting yellow on the bottom. I just learned this after living in Arizona. When I came to this country, I live in Arizona, and I learned that compared to Latin America and what I grew up in Arizona, we have this kind of skies that has yellow at the bottom. In Latin America, usually it's the other way. The yellow is at the top. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the tropics. So as you can see, I'm coloring in a way that it's pretty much free. And I'm trying to mix the two. You may say now we are getting like a green. Well, we could take advantage to that later because the green can be useful later. But for now, just do that. I will put more water and see how it goes. As you can see, the paper is not that great as I expected because you can see that it has some lumps, but overall it's passing the test. So now let's do the mountains. So I will use a little bit of dark green on the back. As you can see, I'm putting the green. We can always go back and do this differently. So don't worry about the fact that it looks like we are messing up with the painting. We are just putting the first layer. I usually apply a first layer and then come back to fix the rest of the details. So just like that. And then we will put some yellow green in other parts of the painting so we can see later how to combine the colors. So some yellow green or light green here and then here, and then later we will do more. As you can see, pretty much I outline everything. So let's do something for the roofs. And then I like it very colorful, but we can change it like some orange. Oh, some painted there. Some kind of orange, other completely red. So it has kind of a variety of color. So I did this and one red here. And then let's leave the houses almost white later so we can take advantage of this. Now what we have to do is to wait until this layer of paint dries. What I do to accelerate the drying process is I use a hair blower to dry the painting. So we will do. I can do two things. One is completely dry before I apply other layer of color, or just leave it a little wet so I can take advantage of the wet paper to mix with the second layer. So let's do what we do now. Maybe what we need to do now is the little houses. So one of the things that we can do with the little houses is to create an illusion that they are not completely flat. So we'll put some purple there so we can have, they can work as this purple can give the impression of the shadows. Oops, more water, you can see the shadows. And then, yeah, all the shadows. And then I can use a little brown here to separate to separate from the background. I can use some, I'm applying some brown to start creating the shadows or creating more like some people who are very good in painting call it the deadness. So let's continue and use brown to start separating the houses from the background. So just creating this, and then we put some painting here and another painting here. Then let's leave some of the houses white, and then later we will do the doors using a darker color. As you can see now, what we will do is we can rework on the sky. So I will use again yellow. Sorry, I will use again yellow, and I will put another yellow. Since I love yellow a lot, I can also put some yellow here on the, I don't know, that's what I do, to put some yellow over the green. So now it will give a mix. It will give a mix in a layer of color that we don't get otherwise. So I'm putting yellow here and a yellow person. And then it gives the paintings like happy looking. As you can see at this point, we can still see the color pencil, the blue color pencil, but it looks kind of nice because it's blue. If we were using, for example, a regular pencil, probably we can still see it, or probably they will be erased. So as you can see, in my opinion, using a blue pencil helps to do a better work, but it's a matter of preference. So let's make the sky a little deeper. So I'm using a deeper blue. Sorry that I moved the painting. Sometimes it slip out of my hands, but I'm trying to stay on track so you can see what I'm doing. So as you can see, I'm putting more blue. Now what I see here is need more water. I will cover the yellow. I know it looks interesting. Well, not to say funny, but it's not funny, but it gets deeper. So I will make some areas of the sky darker like this, and then probably in the other corner. Although this kind of sky doesn't give like a fresh day, but I kind of like it to kind of darken the sky in my paintings, so we can have some effect. We can have some effect that impact the eye. So now I will use like some olive green to start doing the shadows and giving the impression of the leaves on the trees and bushes surrounding the house. So I'm using, as I say, I'm using olive green. And then I can even just pass the olive green over some parts. But if I want to keep the color and not destroy completely the presence of that, it's better to apply other greens like this, like a little yellow green, kind of yellow. And then so they can not completely eliminate the olive green. And then as you can see, I'm trying to create some deftness, that looks not that light. And then I will use some dark green here to create the impression that these trees and bushes are on the back. So as you can see, I'm kind of doing, and then covering the other greens. And as you can see, my painting is becoming alive. But this is one layer. Let's try to do another layer with the hair dryer.